Teacher, what we
Okay,
have to
students,
do today?
we will do maths and you have to wait for other students. They will come and then we will start, okay? Okay, students, I want to tell you the chapters that are included in your maths syllabus, the final exam. So, these are the chapters. Unit 7, that is fraction, decimal, and percentages. So, we will start fractions today. I'll tell you about fractions, and then we will see like our workbook pages 82 till 89 are done. So then special numbers, operators, and scaling, we were already doing these things. So I was explaining you long division, multiplication, grid method, that that will be needed. Unit 9 will be 2D and 3D shapes, and Unit 10 is also fractions and decimals. So, Unit 11 is addition, subtraction, and measurement. Unit 12 is exploring fractions and decimals, and Unit 13 is fraction, scaling, and long multiplication and division. So, we are done with the scaling and long multiplication and division. So,
Teacher, when is
multi
the assessment?
I don't know, but this is the syllabus. So after approval, I will share it on the stream. So waiting for further instructions. So this is your syllabus. So we are done with long multiplication and division. So now we will do, we will do uh, fraction. So we are going to start the topic fraction, because you can see fraction is in unit 7, fraction is in unit 10, fraction is in unit 13. So we will do fraction because fraction is really important. So we will do fraction today. So we will start how to do it. We will also see like pages, workbook pages 52 to 62 are done or not. So let's see. Open up page number 52 of your text, of your practice book.
Teacher, page number.
Open up page number 52 of your practice book.
Opened.
Okay, so we are going to start this.
One minute.
Like we have done this, but we are going to revise it. So class, you have to see page, your practice book pages 52 till 62. I think we have completed all.
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher.
Okay, so class pages 52 till 62 are included. So I'm going to tell you the different types of fraction, and then we will discuss about, we will complete all fraction related topics. So first of all, we are going to revise types of fraction. So I'm going to start it like this. Uh, Okay, students, so we are going to discuss about types of fraction. There are different types of fraction. The first type of fraction is mixed fraction. You have to know what is a mixed fraction. Then improper fraction. Then proper fraction, unlike fraction, equivalent fraction, and like fractions and unit fractions. These are 7 types of fractions. So I want I want to tell you that if you will want to get prepared for the exam before exam, so don't miss these classes, because I am just covering or revising the syllabus that is in your exam, in your final exam. So
Teacher page
don't,
number.
it's bete, I'm telling you, you have to check your page number 52 till 62 should be complete of your maths practice book. And now we are doing types of fractions. What? So these are 7 types of fractions. So one by one I will explain you about these. So first of all, and the first one is a mixed fraction. So mixed fraction is, in mixed fraction there are 2 parts. The first part is the whole number and the second part is a fraction, and that fraction will be a proper fraction. Okay, so that fraction will be a
Proper fraction.
Proper
proper fraction.
fraction.
Yeah, that will be a proper fraction. Okay, so I can give you another example. It is 3 4 by
Teacher,
6.
if there is a whole number before the fraction, that means that fraction is called mixed fraction.
Yeah, if there is a whole number before a proper fraction, then you will say it is a mixed fraction. So what is proper fraction? So proper fraction is where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. I'm going to give you one example. That is, if you are getting 3 marks out of 4, then this is a proper fraction. If you have a test of 10 marks and you are getting 8 marks, so this is a proper fraction. But if you are getting 13 marks out of 4, then where the numerator is greater and the denominator is smaller, then this is improper fraction. If you are getting 11 marks out of 10, so it is improper fraction. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. After that, we are moving towards like fraction. Like fractions are the fractions where the denominators are equivalent, or sorry, where the denominators are same. So as you can see, 4 and 4, both denominators are same, and 4 and 4, both denominators are same. No matter, it is, you can see that it doesn't matter that the numerators are different. Numerators can be different, but the denominators should be same in like fraction. Is that clear?
Teacher, when
Yes. Yes. So students, when the denominators are different but the numerators are same, then you will not say that it is a like fraction. If the numerators are same and the denominators are different, then it will be unlike fractions. So it is possible, like 4 by 8 and
teacher,
9,
I am
sorry.
asking that if the denominators are different every time or same every time, can we add them?
If the denominators are same, then you can add them, but if the denominators are different, you can't add them. You have to make them same and then you will add them. Okay, so now you can see in this example that the numerators are same but the denominators are different, so it will be unlike fraction. It will not be, you will not get it like it is like fraction, because the numerators are same but the denominators are different, so this will be unlike fraction. After that, any question regarding this?
No.
No.
Okay. Now, equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are such fractions in which the numerator can be different, the denominator can be different, but when you will simplify the fraction, it will give you the same value. 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. When you will simplify it, it will give you 1 by 2. 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6. It is giving you 1 by 2. It is equivalent fraction. 5 by 10 means 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. So when you are simplifying, it is giving you the same value. 6 ones are 6 and 6 twos are 12. It is giving you the same value. So you can also write any other example. So 7 by 14. For example, 7 by 14. So when you will simplify 7 by 14, 7 ones are 7 and 7 twos are 14. So it is giving you the same value 1 by 2. So you can say 2 by 4, 3 by 6, 5 by 10, 6 by 12, and 7 by 14 are equivalent fractions, because when you will simplify them, they will give you 1 by 2 in return. Is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, after that, unit fraction. Unit fractions are such fractions where the numerator is 1. If the numerator is 1, you will say that it is a unit fraction. For example, 1 by anything, 1 by 7, 1 by 6. So any fraction that has a numerator 1, so you will say that it is a unit fraction. Is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, students, so these were the types of fraction. I will upload this video and I'll share the link in your Steam. Uh, and now we are going to discuss the pages. Everyone, please come to page number 52. I'm going to tell you about page number 52, that is fractions, decimals, and percentages. So, as you can see, where the chapter is starting, 7a, it is written comparing and ordering fractions. Use the fraction wall to help you answer the questions. Let me tell you about the fraction wall. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is a fraction chart. I'm going to tell you about it. Okay, students. So when you can see the purple one. The first one is a whole. When you will divide the whole into two parts, like 1 by 2, you are dividing it into two parts. You are dividing it into two parts. So you will write the total numbers are 2, and you have divided into, like, one portion is over here and one portion is over there. So 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. What does it mean? uh okay, if this is a whole thing, okay, this is whole, and now you are going to whole means 1. Whole means 1. Now if you are going to divide this whole into two parts, let's say I am going to divide this whole, sorry, into two parts. So this one will be divided into two parts. So half part is over here and half part is over here. So when you will plus them, it will again give you 1 by 2. For example, 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. The new denominators are same, so you can write it for ones, and 1 plus 1 will give you 2. When you will simplify, 2 by 2 equals to 1. So as you can see, this 1 is again over here. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so if you will further divide it into many parts, then you will change the denominator into the numbers you are dividing. For example, the green one is there are three pieces, 1, 2, 3. So you will write the denominator 3. And look at this. Uh, it's 1 by 3, 1 by 3, and 1 by 3. When you will add 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3, it will give you what? The 3 will come for once, and 1 plus 1 plus 1 will give you 3. So 3 by 3 will be equal to 1. So again, it can be whole. So whole is divided into three parts, so you will write it 1 by 3. If the whole is divided into four parts, so you will write it 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. If the whole is going to be divided into five parts, so you will write the denominator 5. If you are going to divide it into six parts, so you will write the denominator 6. If you are going to divide it into seven parts, so you will write 7, and into eight parts, in this way. For example, you have a pizza and there are seven members. So in how many pieces you will divide a whole pizza?
7 parts.
Seven parts. Very good. So in this way, everybody is getting one part of the whole. So the whole pizza, let's take example over here. Uh, okay, but this is a whole pizza and there are seven people.
Teacher, 4.
This is a whole pizza. Okay, wait, let's take a shorter example. There are four members and we are going to divide it into four parts. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, four parts. So every person will get one piece. So we will write the total number of pieces. 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Everybody is getting only one piece of pizza. And there are total,
Four by 4 and it will make whole.
yeah, it will make whole. So you will see when we will add them, because these are like fractions, so 4 will come one time, and when we will write 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, when we add them all, it will give you 4 and by 4. So when they will return their pieces and they put the pieces back into the plate, so there will be 4 by 4. That will be equal to 1. 1 means whole. 1 means,
Whole.
so if there are seven people, if you are going to divide a pizza into seven pieces, everybody is going to get one piece of pizza. When they will return that piece and putting back into the plate, so the seven pieces will come back and it will become a whole pizza. Is that clear?
Yes.
So on page number 52, they have shown you a chart or a wall where they have divided a whole pizza into 12 parts, into 10 parts, into 8 parts,
To
into
which page?
6. On page number 52 of your maths practice book.
72 or 52?
52. Okay, after that, this was the chart that I was showing you in the picture. So I'm relating this whole thing with the pizza. So you can see first it was whole, then we have divided the pizza into two people, then three people, then four people, and then 5, 6, 8, 10, and 12. So you can take it like we have divided the whole thing into 12 pieces, 10 pieces, 8 pieces, 6 pieces, 5 pieces, 4 pieces, 3 pieces, and 2 pieces. In this way, they have made this chart. So the first question is
Excuse me,
circle
teacher.
the, yes.
In the fraction wall, why there is not the number 7?
Yeah, there you can write it. You can also write number 7. They are just giving you an example.
Okay.
Okay, so now circle the smallest fraction in each set. So you have to find out the smallest fraction. In question number 1, you have to find out the smallest fraction. So how you will find out the,
If the denominator is bigger, so the fraction will be smaller.
yeah, if the denominator, but bete, first of all, there is one rule. If you are going to check it, like you can do this thing, like if the denominator is greater, the fraction will be smaller. If the denominator is smaller, then the fraction will be greater. I'm going to write it, and I'm going to tell you how, when you will apply this trick. It is not like it is not applicable in all type of fractions. So I'm going to write it. If you want to compare fraction denominator wise, then there should be okay. What are the two things? First of all, fraction should be unit fraction. This is the first condition. Then if the denominator is greater, so the fraction will be smaller. If the denominator is smaller, okay, so as you can see, these are the things. If you want to compare fraction denominator wise, means if you will see the denominator is greater, so the fraction will be smaller. If you want to do this thing, so the first thing is the fraction should be unit fraction. What is unit fraction? The numerator will always be 1. If the numerator is 1, then you can apply this condition, otherwise this condition will be false. So if the denominator is greater, so the fraction will be smaller. If the denominator is smaller, then the fraction will be greater. So as you can see in your case, um, in question number 1, in all parts, is the numerator is 1 or not?
Teacher, 1.
Yeah, so you can apply these things. So numerator is 1. Okay, now you will see if the denominator is greater, then the fraction will be smaller. Why I am saying this? Why the denominator is greater and the fraction is smaller? Because for example, if you have a pizza and you are going to divide it into 12 pieces, so everybody will get a smaller piece. If there are four people and you have the same size of pizza, so everyone will get a, if you are going to divide that the same pizza into 4 pieces, so everybody will get a greater or larger piece. So if you are going to divide it further, if you're going to divide a chocolate into eight students, so everybody will get a smaller piece. So if the denominator is 8, so everybody is getting a smaller piece. If there is a same, if there is same chocolate and you are going to divide it into 2 people, so that 2 people will get a larger or greater piece. समझ आया?
Yes, teacher. Okay.
Yes,
So
teacher.
for applying this thing, and one more thing, if the fraction is like this, 3 by 4 and 7 by 8. Now if someone asks you which fraction is greater, you are not going to implement this one, because these are not unit fractions. So you can't say that this fraction has a greater denominator, so this fraction will be smaller. No, because these fractions are not unit fractions. For comparing and for applying this thing, you have to first you have to see, like, is the numerator is 1. If it is 1 by 4 and 7 by 8, sorry, 1 by 4 and 1 by 8, then you can say 1 by 8 is smaller than 1 by 4.
Excuse me, teacher. We cannot compare. We can only compare unit fraction.
Yes, in this method, the method that I am telling you, if the numerator is 1, and then you can say that the denominator is greater and this fraction is smaller. But if there is something else in the numerator, you will not apply this trick. You have to compare it with the butterfly method. So what is the butterfly method? For example, it is 3 by 7 and 8 by 3. So if there are two fractions you want to compare, you will multiply these two. 3 threes are 9. So you will write 9 over here. 7 eights are 56. So this fraction 8 by 3 is greater. So you will write this sign. Is that clear? Is that clear?
No, teacher, I can't understand it.
Okay. Let me explain you once again. If there is a fraction 3 by 5 and there is a fraction 4 by 3, this is not unit fraction. First of all, you have to see, is this a unit fraction? If the fraction will be unit fraction, then you can see that if the denominator is greater, then the fraction will be smaller. If the denominator is smaller, then the fraction will be greater. But if this is not unit fraction, then there is a butterfly method with which you can get like which fraction is greater and which fraction is smaller. So now you will compare it, you will multiply it crossly, like you will multiply 3 with 3, make a cross, and I'm going to write the answer below. Okay, 3 multiplied by 3 will give you what? 3
6.
multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 will give you 9.
9.
I'm writing 9 over here. The answer, I'm writing 9 over here. 5 multiplied by 4 will give you
20.
20.
5 multiplied by 4 will give you 20. So I'm going to write its answer over here. So 20. Now 20 is greater or 9 is greater?
20.
20.
So I'm going to make a sign, this greater than sign towards 4 by 3. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so class, your time is up. So you have to see question number 1 uh, and question number 2. Okay, we will discuss the other things in the next class. That will be at 12:30. So till then, Allah Hafiz. See you into the next class. Allah
Allah
Hafiz.
Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.